Okay. See, why do we require Microsoft Office Specialist examination, this certification? What is the importance of this? So we'll be discussing many things. So who is attending the webinar for the first time, I would like to give a brief introduction of our institution and myself, and then we'll quickly start the session. So we are Itech Analytics Solutions. So one of the institutions in Bangalore, very well known for providing training services and also corporate training and training and development services for IT and non-IT industries, especially in analytics and reporting. So we also are a group of professionals who are well versed in these domains, and we have a lot of experience on developing these tools. So developing various projects and automation tools using these technologies. So we also have various consultants and domain experts who are very well, experienced in these kind of domains. So why do you need to choose us? So it is our way of training is very simple and to the point, and you will be getting a practical training. So for all the courses that you enroll with us, and you also get a free project assistance, and a lot of other benefits are there. So if you choose the training in ITAS. So these are the various courses that we offer at ITAS, right from MIS and reporting level technologies like Excel, Word, PowerPoint, macros, dashboard designing, and visualization tools like Power BI, Tableau, and database tools like SQL Server. So all these things are being provided the training over here. You also impart training on data science in programming languages like Python programming, R programming. So all these are covered. We are also a certified institution by Certiport, actually. Okay, so we provide training and support for providing MOS certifications. So you can avail MOS certifications from ITAS as of now. So about me, so I'm a business unit head at ITAS. So I have worked in a lot of companies like Rexam and Fisher, and so including these, I've been a consultant for Fisher, and currently I'm working with other companies as well, so for CI scientists and companies like that. So these are the major two companies I've worked before, and now I'm associated with ITAS from past 8 years. Okay, and I have specialization in all these technologies that I've mentioned, like Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, macros, dashboard designing, visualization tools, automation techniques, so a lot of things like this. So people over here, quite a few of them already know me, and they've also taken my classes. So good to see you all again. We also provide a lot of trainings and services for various clients. So these are our list of clients that we have. So you can see our score for our trainings in these corporate trainings that we have done before. Now quickly jumping into the webinar topics. Now we'll be covering all these topics one after the other. What is a certificate? What is its certification? Digital badge. So what is MOS certification? What is it? Why we need that? What kind of job opportunities you get? And what is the value of this certification exactly? And sample certificates and badges that you would get to see. So in case you are enrolling for this and you would like to get the badge or certificate of this, how would it look like? So we are going to show you the samples as well and the list of certifications available to you. So we'll also be explaining how to get registered to all of these, the process to be followed for registering to get these certifications. Everything is going to be explained here. So now the first thing What is a certificate? Okay, it's a proof, it's a document that shows that you have completed successfully a particular course or a degree, or even let's say you have participated in a particular program or workshop or a webinar. So it's a document saying that yes, you have taken this course or you have completed it successfully or you have participated there. So even if you attend some hackathon or some event where say you are participating in some game or thing like that, even there you get a certificate. It is just to show you that you were a participant there and you got through that. So it is a document showing that you have successfully completed something or you have participated something or you have achieved something over there. Okay, it is a status being displayed. It's a qualification or status being displayed there. That is a certificate. Now coming to certification. When you call something as a certification, it is usually tied to an occupation or a technology or an industry. So you might have heard of other certifications as well, like Python or this Power BI or even Java certification, things like that. So usually you can see that it is tied to a specific technology or an industry or an occupation. You must have heard of even Apple certifications also. So there are various kinds of certifications out there. So even now you might have heard of Google certifications as well. So either it is from a particular industry or a technology or a specific occupation. When it comes to this, then we call it as a certification. You will have to work hard and earn this, and you will have to display to the organization or that particular authority that you have earned those specific skills or knowledge and you have the ability to work on it completely, a specific technology or a skill. So to provide the certification, the particular organization or industry holds the authority. Okay, so that is where you get the certification from. And that's the major difference. So certification and a certificate. And coming to a digital badge. Now, post COVID, this has become very, very important because it is an authentication. Okay, a digital badge is an authentication. It has got a verified metadata. So to make it simple for you to understand, it is more like a link to all your credentials. So yes, you have earned a certification in these technologies. And now this is the process that they have followed to provide you that certification, what you had to go through. All those details will be provided there. So when they have this digital badge, so you can display it in your professional networks like LinkedIn, okay, even in Facebook. So whenever you're in a job search, so you can use that in the job search portals as well. So this is very helpful to verify whether your certification is valid or not. Okay, so a digital badge is an image that contains all these things. So you can, any potential employer can verify whether your certification is correct. So this digital badge plays an important role over there. Okay, so this provides all the information regarding your certification. Now, what is MOS certificate? So we learned what is certificate and certification and what is a digital badge. Now coming to MOS certificate. So why is it required and what is it? See, Microsoft Office Specialist Program. MOS means Microsoft Office Specialist Program. It provides industry leading assessment. So what does this mean? So to gain this certificate, what kind of assessments you have to go through? So this particular certificate provides a project-based testing, and it will provide information to your this thing. So to validate your knowledge on using Microsoft applications like Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, Outlook, Access. You have a lot of them. So you could be validated, saying, yes, you have the ability to work on these things full functionally. With full functionality, you can use all these things. To validate this, they conduct the test, and then they provide a document, a Mos certificate, to prove that, which guarantees that you are certified and you have the ability to work on all these features of MOS and Microsoft applications. So this is going to create a lot of a good future and a lot of job opportunities to you in the future. That is the importance of this MOS certificate. So this certificate is to say that you are able to work on all these Microsoft applications without any hindrance. Now coming to certification. So this MOS certification is a globally recognized certification. So it will validate your technical expertise, as I said. So it is also very popular among the business productivity applications within the Microsoft Office suite. See, within Microsoft Office suite, there are a lot of applications. Among them, what is more important for business productivity, like Excel, Word, PowerPoint. So all these applications, you need to get validated from Microsoft to get this certification. You have to take up the exam, then they provide you this certification, which is globally recognized again. You can apply it even for abroad jobs. So it is going to be very helpful over there as well. Okay, so this gets indulged into full features and functionality of the Microsoft Office. So this is definitely going to increase your job opportunities, or you can improvise your performance in your academics as well. Say you are taking up masters somewhere, you are applying for an abroad this thing. Say you are applying for some MS and things like that. Having these certifications are going to benefit you more. So, and it will also instill some confidence in you, and it will also increase the productivity, because if day in and day out we are going to make use of these applications. So if you can prove the employer that you are certified and well and good, that you are prepared and your ability to work on this is more, definitely you will be the best choice. So you have an upper hand on other candidates. So for that, we have to get this Microsoft Office certification. So as I told you, so I've already explained you why we require this while explaining you regarding the MOS certification. This is going to definitely separate you from all the other candidates who do not have the certification, because you are validated from a higher authority like a Microsoft company. So they will be testing your ability. It will be a simulation based, a project based test will be provided. So your ability to work on those applications will be verified, and then you get those certifications after passing through that. So this is definitely going to prove to your employer that you are capable of working on those things. And the digital badge that you earn will also give more weightage to your resume. Yeah, and this is a competitive edge that you get on other candidates that are applying for the same position. Okay, and definitely by working on all these things, if you're really well versed with all these Microsoft Office suite applications, you will be more confident in attending the interview, and so you have more weightage, is what we say. So these are the reasons why we have to get an MOS certification. So the value of this. So this gives students and workforce candidates to build their own career in a better way. So you have these certifications lined up. Say you start with an associate certification, then to an expert, and then to a master level. This is only going to help you in building your career. Okay, and it will help you chart your own course. So course of the career. So there are a lot of things like this which is going to definitely help you build your confidence in the workforce area, in whichever company you work for. So you will be more efficient in using all these applications. So that is the value of this. And we also have a word that over 1 million of people have got MOS certification worldwide. So this isn't some bogus thing like, what to say. Do we really require this? Yes, it will have a competitive edge. You will have a competitive edge on others if you do so. So even in the current market, this is the trend. Getting certified has become more and more important along with your experience. So it will be an advantage to you. Now, these are the advantages that you're going to get by taking an MOS certification. So you get globally recognized. It'll definitely increase your earning potential and it'll add credibility to your profile. As I said, it will increase the weightage of your resume. So if you include this digital badge, your certification, if you display all these things, it's definitely going to increase your resume weightage. And you will be the preferred candidate when compared to others. Apart from all these things, on a personal level, you will be more self-confident that yes, I am able to use these applications in a much proficient way. Okay, this will definitely enhance your professional image, and all these things will add up to more opportunities in the job market. So what are the job opportunities? So when you get these MOS certifications, so this is suitable for both students as well as the working professionals. If you have this MOS certification, so the study says that there is a 23% of people who have got certificate have got this 20% increase in their salary. So these are the studies that they have published there, and I have provided the same statistics over here. And this is definitely going to improve your chances of getting a job. So for specific technologies, say you want to apply for an MIS role or an Excel reporting technician, so something like this. So then you have an upper hand on other candidates because you're certified. Okay, so this will help you apply for tier 1 companies, bigger companies as well. I'm going to show you the certificate and badge samples over here. So this is an MOS Associate Certificate, and you get to see the badge like this. So this is an Associate Microsoft Certified Associate badge, and the certification looks like this. You will also get your name displayed here. So this is a sample that I'm showing you. Your name will be displayed over here. Below that, all these details are provided. So including the date of achieving the certification, so you get all these things. So this is an MOS Expert Certificate. This is how it will look like. It's an MOS Expert Certificate. And the list of certifications that you're going to get. So let's have a look at it. So you get to see MO100. These are the exam codes for each examination that you're going to take. So if you want to get a certificate of Microsoft Office Specialist Word Associate, then you will be using this particular examination. So these are the list of examinations at associate level. See, you have two types, associate level and expert level. So in associate level, these are the examinations that are being conducted. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. Okay, so you can take these individually to get a certification in that specific tool. So if you want to prove that you are an Excel expert or Excel certified from Microsoft, so you can take this MO200 for an example, I'm saying. So you can use these particular exams to get certified as a specific. So you get a specialist certificate, an associate certificate by attending these examinations. So next we have expert level certification. So you have these Excel expert, Access, and Word expert available to us. So I'll tell you what you have to do to get Microsoft Office Specialist Certificate and expert certificate. So this is the badge that you get by writing the exams. If you achieve any one of these, you will get this badge. Okay, so coming to MOS Associate Certification. To get a certificate like this, MOS Certification, MOS Associate Certification, you need to clear these exams: Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Okay, you have to clear all these three. You will get individual certifications for all these three exams that you pass. Once all these three are cleared, you will get this associate certification to you. But you should have cleared all the three of them. Now coming to Microsoft Office Specialist Expert Certification. So if you have to gain this, so you will take these exams: Word Expert, Excel Expert, and Access Expert Certification. So again, the process for this is either you can take this specialist associate exam and then go with it, or you can take all these three exams directly and then earn the certification. You can go step by step, or you can attend these exams and directly get this expert certification. Now coming to the exam duration and the questions part. So what are the different types of exams? We just saw that associate level and expert level. For each of these, there are different number of questions, and for each of these exams, the time duration is 50 minutes. So all your MOS examinations will be conducted for 50 minutes, and it will be supported for Microsoft Office 365 app and also Office 2019. You can consider either of them because they both have the same options and functionality. So Word Associate exam will have 35 questions in it. Excel Associate 35, PowerPoint Associate 35. All the associate exams that you are seeing is of 35 questions, even the Outlook one. And coming to expert level, so the number of questions vary here. It is 25 questions for Word and Excel expert. For Access expert, it is 31 questions. These are the number of questions being asked in each of these courses. I mean, in each of these certifications. See, the exam type would be online simulation. This would be the examination name. So exam will be online simulation. Simulation is a process where you will be working on that model, a technology that you are applied for. So say you have applied for Excel expert. So they will give you a set of questions that you have to work and display to them. And it will be validating all the actions that you perform in that simulation all by itself, and you will get the score immediately. So that is how an online simulation works like. So they will create a portal. There will be an environment of so the Excel application that you are being used. So you have to log in, and you will, once the examination starts, you get all those questions that you have to attend. So as and when you solve them, so it will be validated, and immediately after the exam, the score will be displayed to you. That's a simulation process that they have adopted. And the exam length will be, as I said, 50 minutes. And the total score would be 1000. The pass mark is 700. Okay, so in coming to the offers, so I'll again reiterate this tomorrow. So for all the webinar attendees, we have a flat 6,200 rupees offer. So I'll reiterate this again tomorrow. Okay, when we explain you the registration process, I'll provide you so the code that you have to apply to get this offer and all these things. Fine. So now I hope I'm clear until this part. So we'll quickly jump into the syllabus explanation and things like that. Okay, so are you clear with all these things? You can type that in the chat so that I will get to know. So clear until this part, all of you? Fine. So let's move into this syllabus of each of these exams. Okay. So I'll first take this Excel Associate, Mos Excel Associate. So I'll be explaining you in detail what is the syllabus for each of these exam types, so that you will be more confident and clear as to which exam to go with, and what all things you need to know before taking up this examination. Okay. So this is directly from the Certiport, where they have prescribed the syllabus for the examination. So what all things are expected from you, what you should be knowing is provided here. So for obtaining Microsoft Office Specialist Excel Associate Certification, you need to demonstrate expertise in these list of things. So you should be knowing all these, how to import data from text file in the CSV file, how to navigate within the workbook. Say navigation here, when it comes to navigation, it is like how do you use find and replace, search for a specific data within the workbook, how to provide name range to a cell. So using those name ranges, how you're going to navigate, how to provide links, hyperlinks, how to insert and remove hyperlinks. So these come under the navigation part. And formatting worksheets and workbooks. So if you take this topic, so how to modify the page setup. Let's say you have to take a printout. What all things you need to know to set up the page. So the page orientation, page size, margins, all these things will come under page setup. So adjusting row height and column width, customizing the headers and footers. So for associate exam, you can you all can attend it easily. It's quite simple. Just you have to know a few shortcuts and all these topics that you are already aware of. So most of you who have come here already know these basic things. But according to the syllabus, if you go, you will have more confidence to take up the examination. So once you're clear with these things, we'll also be providing the study guides for your help. So that will definitely help you score higher marks. Okay. So now coming to this one, format worksheets and workbooks. As I said, page setup, adjusting rows and column, column width and row height, customizing the headers and footers. So you should know how to provide header and footer, and customize options and views. So there are different views for a sheet. You should know how to change the view of the sheet, how to freeze the rows and columns, change the window views, basic workbook properties. And you should also know how to display formula. So these kind of things. So how to customize the quick access toolbar. So we have learned this in Excel basics. So how to add commands to the quick access toolbar, remove it from there. So editing the ribbon, these kind of things. Now coming to this part, configure content for collaboration. I hope it is visible to you. Let me zoom in. Yeah. So configure content for collaboration. So Office 365 will provide an option to collaborate with the team. So if you save your workbooks in OneDrive, so co-authoring and collaboration is available to you. So there, what all things you need to know. So you have to know how to set the print area, save workbooks in alternate file formats. You should know how to save it as a PDF, CSV, text file. So there are different file formats available. So you should be knowing what are the alternate file formats in which you can save the workbook. So configure the print settings. Just now I spoke about modifying the page setup. So while taking a printout, there are a lot of other things that you have to take care. So whether you want to collate the sheets, uncollate it, set margins, like how many copies have to be printed. There are many things like this we need to take care in print settings. So you should know how to configure them and inspect the workbook for issues. So there are three different types of inspections that we do. We check for accessibility, we check for compatibility, and we also check, so what are the things that are available to us in the workbook? Are there any personal details left out, like who is the author of the workbook, when it was printed, who modified it, these kind of things. So we'll be checking for all these things in the inspection area. So there is a command available to us. So you should know how to use that. That is how um, you can solve the problems over here with inspect workbook for different issues. And you should have the knowledge to manipulate the data in workbook. See, when it comes to manipulation, you all know it. Just get familiar with the words being used here. You all know how to copy paste. Yeah. So what are the different types of paste special options? So paste data by using paste special options. So you also know the autofill option being used, how to insert or delete multiple rows and columns, insert and delete specific cells. So these are very basic things that they expect you to know. And again, coming to formatting cells and ranges. So you should know how to align the data, provide orientation, indentation. Orientation is the direction of the text. You can modify that as well. Vertical, horizontal, towards an angle. You can change the orientation as well. Alignment of it. How to merge and unmerge the cells. Wrap the text within the cells. How to apply number formats and apply formats from cells dialog box. So different styles that you can apply. So how to color the cells, text, all these things. You should also know how to clear the cell formatting. So this is what expected in this area. And how to define and reference the named ranges. How to provide a name range and how to use it. How to name a table. These kind of things. And again, summarize data visually. You should know how to insert sparkline, provide conditional formatting. You should know both application of it, how to apply it, and as well remove it also. So now coming to managing tables and table data. So all this that we were looking into was about cell and range management. Now the next section comes under this tables and table data. So you need to know how to work with the tables. So how to create Excel tables from the cell range, how to apply styles to those tables, convert tables into cell ranges. So you can convert a table into a cell range. Table is again an object here in Excel. It is not a cell range that we work with. There is a slight difference there. We are more used to work with cell ranges rather than tables. But you should also know how to use tables over here. To attend this examination, you need to go through all these things. How to create table, rename it, change the style, convert the table to cell range, modify it. Modifying again comes under how to add, move, delete, insert, all these things. So the rows and columns within the table. Now, how do you configure the style options in the table? So there are predefined styles available for tables. So you can choose that. So they expect you to know all these functionalities with table. And you should also know how to insert a total row. If you are inserting a table, there is an option for you to insert a total row in the end. So what kind of totals you would like to see, like whether you want to see sum, average, max, min, count, standard deviation, variation. You have a lot of things like this. You can add a total row at the end of the table. So these kind of things are expected over here. Now coming to filtering and sorting the table data. So we are still in the same section. Once the tabular data is available, you should also know how to filter the records from the table, sort the data by multiple rows and columns. Now coming to references. See, this is a different section over here. Perform operations by using formulas and functions. We are very much familiar with these things, but still, I'll just cover it for you quickly. You need to know different types of cell references, relative, absolute, and mixed reference, how to use these things, referencing a named range, named tables in the formulas. So you can also use the name of the tables in the formulas. So these kind of things are expected in this section, particularly this section. Calculate and transform the data. So basic calculation like average, min, max, how to perform calculation using these functions. Count the cells by using the functions like count, county, and count blank, and perform conditional operations, basic conditional operations using if function. And some of the text functions like right, left, and mid, how to change the case of the text using functions like upper, lower, and proper, len, text join, concat. So using these functions. And one more thing you have to understand, nowhere they will mention that you have to use a specific command or this particular function name. They'll only provide you the task that you have to perform. So you will have to decide what function you need to use to get those answers. So nowhere they will mention that you should use a specific function there. So be clear about it. So they will only give you the task. Say they will ask you to count all the employees available. So there is a list of employee names. You should decide which type of count you need to use. So that is how it works here. Though it looks simple, you might lose marks for these negligences. So very basic things you might lose marks. So you need to be very careful while reading the question and applying it. Right? So then managing charts. So for Excel Associate Certification, even charts are being asked. You should know how to create the charts and how to create chart sheets as well. These are two different things. You can embed a chart on the sheet, or you can create a chart sheet altogether. So these are two different things. You should be knowing both. How to create a chart sheet and how to embed a chart on the sheet. So we all are aware of embedding a chart usually. So chart sheet also you should be aware of. Then adding data series to the chart, switch between rows and columns, modify the chart elements. What are chart elements? Like data labels, grid lines, providing the header for the chart, axis titles, legends, all these things will come under chart elements. So you should be knowing how to add or modify them. Then coming to formatting the charts. See, applying chart layouts. So there are different chart styles available and layouts available. So you get to see quick chart layouts. You need to know how to use those things. So applying a layout for a chart, ready-made layout that is available. So different chart styles that you get to see. And also you need to know add alternative text to charts for accessibility. So when you right click on any shape or chart, there is an option to provide alt text. I don't know if you people have observed. So how to provide that? So this is provided, say especially this alternative text is provided for describing a specific object, which is very much helpful for people without vision. So this comes under accessibility. So checking the accessibility. So if you have provided description of that image or shape or chart, so that is where you use it, alternative text. So we are less heard of it, but yes, this is an option available in Excel. Okay, so these are some of the things that you are expected before taking the examination of MOS Excel Associate. Okay, see here they again explain that task instructions generally do not include the command name. As I said, they don't include the function names. They are avoided, or they are just describing what you have to do. So it is you who have to understand what function or what feature has to be used there. Okay, so multiple projects are provided. So 5 or 6 papers like files would be provided. You will have to work on those things. Once you complete each of them, it will move to the next one. Okay. Clear with MOS Excel certification, associate certification, all of you. And exam code will be MO200 for Excel associate certification. I hope things are clear to you people. Regarding MOS Excel certification, so the associate level. Please mention in the chat. So even I will be, aware whether you people are able to understand or not. So someone has a question here. I'm working with small data that workbook calculate every minute. How to solve this? It calculates automatically, Ramesh, and it is nothing related to this particular examination. Okay, so we are discussing here regarding the different types of examinations that you need to go through for getting the certification. Okay, so even if you are working on a smaller data or larger data, it will automatically calculate. So if at all you want to change the way it is being calculated, that is manually or automatically, you need to go to the formulas tab, and there is a place where you can go and change there. The setting can be changed over there. But still it is not recommended for you to change it to manual, because it might, you will have to go and every time refresh it yourself. You can say calculate now, only then it will change in the Excel workbook. I would not recommend that. Keep it automatic so that your calculations are done automatically as soon as you change the input. Okay, so this is about the Excel associate level examination. These are the things that they expect you to know. Fine. So we'll just quickly move into the other things. So I'll show you Excel. So all the associate level we'll see one at a time. The next we'll go to Word Associate. So next is Word Associate level, MOS Word Associate Certification. Okay, so here again, even here, so they will nowhere mention what has to be used. Okay, they will only tell you what you have to do. So here the instruction do not include any command name or function name or any feature name. You should know what functionality or what command has to be used to get that task done. So now, first of all, the first section in MOS Word Associate level will come under Manage Documents. So here you will have to know how to navigate within the document, how to search for a text, how to link to different locations within the document. So you have a huge document, you should know how to link them and move to a specific location and objects within the document. You should know the shortcuts. You should know how you have to move around within the document with that. Show and hide formatting symbol. and hidden text. So there's a formatting symbol available. We also use the shortcut Control Shift and Star. So when we use this, so all the formatting symbols will appear. You should know how to show that, and you should also know how to hide it. So these are basic things that they are expecting at the associate level. Now coming to formatting the documents. See, even here, you can see some similarities from the previous thing that I explained. So even here, they're asking you to know how to set up a document page, how to set the margin, how to choose the page size, how to set the orientation to landscape or portrait, these kind of things. Apply style sets. In Word, there is something known as style sets. So what type of header it should be? Heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. So you need to know how to apply those styles. Insert and modify headers and footers. Configure page background elements. Say suppose you are providing some page background. How to configure those things. You need to know how to format this throughout the document, how you need to provide all these things. That is one level. And saving and sharing the documents. So you can save the Word file in different file formats. So again, you have an option of rich text format, RTF, we call it as, and a Word document. And you can save it as a PDF. So these are the different file formats available to us. There is a lot more actually. You can go and see the list. When you try to save a document or you press save as, you get to see different file formats that you can save your file in. So you need to know how to save your file in different file formats and modify basic document properties like saving it in a different path, providing a different name to it. So these kind of things. And again, coming to print settings, how many copies should be printed and how you want to print it, collated or uncollated. So all print settings, you should know how to modify those things. Share documents electronically. So when it comes to this, so there is an option available in all MS Office applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You have an option to share the document directly to somebody's email through your email. So if you click on that share, so it will ask you to provide the email ID with to which you want to send. So again, you need to have your mail ID configured in Outlook. So then these things will be simple. So you should know how to share it electronically and inspect documents for issues. So this is there in all MS Office applications again. So you need to know whether the document properties are available, like who created, who modified it, when it was last printed. These kind of things you need to know. You can check for these kind of issues there, and you can also clear these things from the document if it is required. Say locate and remove hidden properties and personal information. Now, whatever I listed is all coming under personal information. These things are not necessary for a person who is receiving this file. So we remove all these things and send. Now, how do we remove it? Using that inspect option, document inspect option. So if you go there, you have an option to remove all these things. And saved absolute paths will be there to your file. You don't require all these things to be shared. So you'll remove these. So correct accessibility issues, correct compatibility issues. I told you these are the three options available in the inspect document option. So you can go through each of these and check for these issues within your document. If it is there, you need to know how to correct it. Okay, so that is the thing. And insert text and paragraphs. Find and replace the text throughout your document. How are you going to find a specific text? How you are going to replace it with another text? Okay, insert symbols and special characters. So there is an option to insert symbols and special characters. So in all MS Office applications, you have it. So here they're specifically asking you to know this in Word application, how to insert it. Say you are preparing some question paper or you are asked to prepare some question paper say maths question paper and Word. So you have a lot of equations to provide. So there you will use different kinds of symbols and things like that. You should know how to insert. Okay, format text and paragraphs. You have the text. Word is especially for that. And when the text is available, you need to know what are the different type of effects you can provide. So again, when it comes to effects, so font size, font style, so how you want to display it, all these things, the heading styles, these kind of things, how to apply formats to the existing text. So by using format painter, how you can apply and setting the line and paragraph spacing. So this is very important. You need to know line and paragraph spacing, how you need to provide indentation, indents and tabs. You want to prepare a list of items there. You want to display some list of items. So you need to know how to give bullets over there and how to use indents and tab spacing to align your data in the document. Okay, so you can also use built-in styles that are available in the document. After application, you should also know how to remove it. That is clearing the formatting. Whatever formatting you have applied, you should also know how to clear these. Okay, then creating and configuring document sections. So within the document, you can create different sections. So how to format a specific text in multiple columns. Say you want to show some comparison over there, or there are some list of items that you want to display, but you want them in two different columns. Within the same document, you have a single paragraph text and you also have multi-column text. So for this, you need to know how to create sections, how to manage them, insert page breaks, section breaks, column breaks. There are different types of breaks available. You need to know those things. How to change the page setup options for a specific section. So there is a document, you want to show an image in the landscape mode. Only one sheet has to be in the landscape mode. Rest of the sheets you want it in portrait mode. So this can be done only when you divide your document into sections. So there is something known as a section break available. So you will be looking through these things. You should know how to apply these changes. Then creating a table. How to insert table. Convert the text into tables. Tables to text. Vice versa. And so by specifying the rows and column numbers, you can create a blank table as well. In Word, you can create a table from the scratch. If you don't have the values ready, you can create it from the scratch and then insert the data into it. And how to modify them. So you can sort, configure cell margins and spacing, how to merge the cells, split the cells. Okay, so there are various things that you can do with this table object being embedded on the Word of this page. How you can play around with this table, all options related to it. So creating and modifying the lists. So I told you, you have a lot of things like bullets, numbered list. So how to provide them, how to change the bullet character and number format. Say you can use Roman numbers there, alphabets over there, or normal numbers, serial numbers. So how to modify them. So if you're using bullets, how to change those bullets. You make use of symbols, images, icons. So how to use those things. You should also know how to increase or decrease the level of the list. So when I say level of the list, so you can see this is at one level. So the very document that we are discussing is of multi-level list. This is at one level and this is at the lower level. How you can create such multi-level list using Word document. They expect you to know that. Okay, how to provide multi-level list and restart and continue the list numbering. Set starting number values. Say this page is extending to the next sheet. Let's say we are providing some content which is flowing down to the next sheet. So when it flows down to the next sheet, the number should be continuous. Usually what happens, it will start from the beginning when it goes to the next sheet. So you should know how to provide those continuous numbers. So these kind of changes are possible in numbers and bulleted list. So coming to the next section, create and manage references. So here you need to know how to provide footnotes, endnotes. You need to know how to make use of citation, resource citation. So you are preparing some project document, let's say. You would have referred to various sources, even if it is an internet source or you have referred to a book. You need to provide their credentials there. You need to provide saying that these are the sources that I have referred to. So we call that as bibliography and citation. There is a place, there is a way you can provide those things in your document so that these citations can be linked to the source, original source. Then insert citations for these bibliographies that you provide. Then create and manage reference tables. How to create table of contents, customize it, and insert even bibliographies, these kind of things. So there is a way in which you can insert table of contents. Say you have a huge document, you don't know in which sheet or in which page what content is there. Depending on the heading styles you have used, you can create a table of contents which will list all of these, all the main headings present in your document. So how to insert that one? So these kind of things. I know some of you are not familiar with this, so but nothing to worry. These are very simple things that you can achieve. You can learn these. You can also, go check my videos which are available, and also we'll be providing the study guide for you if you are enrolling for this one. So you can go through that, and these are very simple things that you will be able to learn really quick, and you will be able to implement it. Don't get scared with the words that is being used here. So if you're not familiar, you will be able to get it done. That's what I wanted to say. And then how to insert illustrations and text boxes. So there are various shapes, pictures, 3D models, Smartart graphics. So you've heard of these things. It is available both in Word and PowerPoint, and also available in Excel to some extent. So these things, how to insert them. You need to know the how to insert these. They only mentioned about inserting. So maybe in the expert level, they might expect you to modify them as well. So they only asked you to insert these. How to insert screenshots, screen clippings, text box, these kind of things. Then illustrations and text boxes. Word art graphics, nothing else. So how to provide artistic effects, picture styles. How do you format the graphic elements? You have a Smartart graphic, you can modify them, you can format it over there. So you can show it as a 3D, or you can show it as a flat, this thing, different types of formatting, multicolor, monochrome, you can choose that. And add text to graphic elements. Say you have inserted some shapes, text boxes, Smartart graphics and all these. You should also know how to add text to them. So you're going to define it over there. So again, these are quite simple things. You draw a rectangle, so you can see a shape is being inserted. This is a shape that they have used. You should know how to insert text on it. Okay, so these kind of text insertion, you should be knowing for Smartart or any icon, for even a shape as well. Okay, so modifying the graphic elements. So yes, they have included it here. You should know how to modify them as well. Where you're going to position it on the document. See, this works differently in Word. It's not like in Excel where you can move around the shape wherever you want to. When it comes to Word, there is something known as text wrapping available. So if you change it over there, it will allow you to move around the shapes. So how to position the objects on the document, on the page, wrap text around those objects, okay, add alternative text to those objects. So you've used some shape, why is it being used? What is the description that you provide? What is that diagram for? You are going to provide that in the alternate text. So the next section is manage document collaboration. So when you want to collaborate, so say you are sending this document to one of your team members to proofread. So they can leave some comments there. Okay, these are the changes that are expected to be done. So you can improvise this area. They will leave some comments. So you can review your document later. You can accept those changes or you can ignore them. So these are different options available in Word. There are commands available in Word for reviewing your document. So how do you add comments, review and reply to comments, resolve it, even delete those comments? Okay. So how to track changes? Say you send it to someone, you would like to track the changes that those people have done. What changes have they done? Whether they have changed any word, inserted a new word, inserted a new line, or they have changed the formatting. You'll be able to see all these things. You can track those changes done by others to your file. You can keep the track changes on and you can share it with someone. After the changes that they have done, once you get it back, you can check all those things. You can compare two files and track the changes that has taken place. And you can accept the change or ignore it. Both are possible. So you can also lock and unlock change tracking. So these are some of the options that you should know to attend Microsoft Word Associate Certification. I hope things are clear to you for Word examination. Is that clear to all of you? People? Word examination, are you all clear with it? No. So let's have a look at the other examinations quickly. See, some few things which are similar. I'm just going to fast forward because the same kind of expectations are there in these different tools like Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. Some areas are very similar. So I'll just fast forward that. I'll mention them, but I'll not give a deep explanation of it. So next we'll look at PowerPoint Associate Certification. So the very first thing that they ask you is to manage the presentation. So even here in PowerPoint, they will not mention any command name or function name specifically to be used. They'll only describe what action you have to perform. You will decide which command or function that you're going to use to get this done. This is common to all of them. All the exams, this is the common. And so manage the presentations. That's the first section that they have included. Here you need to know modifying the slide masters, handout masters, and note masters. Wait a minute. Yes. Okay. So you need to know how to change the slide master theme or background at the slide master. So how to change the slide master content, layouts of the slide, handout master, and notes master. So I don't know if you people are familiar with this. There is something known as slide master available in PowerPoint. The slide master is the one which is going to decide how the contents of the slides are arranged in the entire presentation to maintain the uniformity throughout the presentation. So depending on the layout you choose, say you choose a layout of title and content. Now how that content should be arranged on the slide is decided by the slide master. So there are different masters like notes master and handouts master as well. So here you're going to take care of those things. You should know how to modify them. Change the presentation options and views. So how to change the slide size, display presentation in different views. Say for a presentation, you have views like slide sorter view and slideshow. So there are different views available. Outline view. Okay, you are going to choose, you are going to understand what are the different views to available to it. So you need to know how to change the slide size. Set basic file properties. See, this thing is common to all the applications that we saw. How to name them, how to save them in a particular path, saving them in different file formats. It's quite common to all the examinations that we saw. So again, print settings. So when it comes to presentation, so you can either choose to print the slides, print the notes or handouts. So whether you want to print it in grayscale, color, you should know. So when it comes to PowerPoint presentation, the print settings are slightly different compared to Excel and Word. So you have some extra options available. So whether you want to print a single slide in a page or 2 slides, 5 slides, so there are different settings available. So you are going to choose them. Okay, whether you want it in black and white or grayscale or color. These options you see only in PowerPoint, not in Excel and Word. Okay, so you should also know how to configure a slideshow. So when it comes to a slideshow, there are options for you to customize it. So there are slides, about 40 slides are there. I can choose what type of slides must be displayed. I can say, customize it, saying only around 10 or 15 have to be displayed. Say I have some product presentation. I will only show those products which the client is interested in. I don't want to display the entire catalog and waste his time. So I can customize such slideshow. So we should know how to configure and create it. So create custom slideshows, configure them. So again, while configuring, you will choose whether this presentation is given by a presenter or it is played in a kiosk or say it is browsed by someone on the web. Depending on this, your presentation has to be changed. The way you configure will change. So how to rehearse the slideshow timing, set up a slideshow recording option, by how to use a presenter view. So there is something known as presenter view available to us while presenting the slideshow. You should know how to configure those things. So this is completely related to managing a presentation. While giving a presentation, people usually know how to run the slideshow. Okay, apart from that, there are various things. So mark presentation as final, protect them by using password, inspect for issues. This is quite common in all the applications. Inspect for issues, compatibility, accessibility, and also personal information, if any personal information is left out. So you will inspect the presentation for all these things. Then preserve the presentation content, export it to PDF or other file formats. I told you should know how to save it in different file formats. Again, this is also quite common. We have discussed it in the previous 2 examinations also. You should know how to insert these slides from a Word document outline, from another presentation. There is something known as reuse slides option. So we'll be using these things to create slides from different sources. It could be a Word document outline. It could be another presentation that is available to us. So insert and select the slide layout. You can build it from scratch as well. You just have to insert a new slide, start working on it. You will choose a different layout, whether it is a title slide or title and content slide, or you're trying to compare two things over there. Based on that, your layout will change. How to duplicate the slides. Okay, how to modify. You want to hide, unhide, individual slide background, how to change them. Providing header, footers, and page numbers, that is slide numbers. You can provide these. So you should know how to modify all this. You can also group some of these slides and create sections out of it. How to do that? How to change the slide order? Say there is some 10th slide, I want it in the 3rd place. I can move it around. This is known as slide sorting. So you should know these things. You need to know how to rename the sections that you have created. So once you have grouped some set of slides, that's known as a section. So you should also know how to rename that section. Okay, so that covers managing the slides. So now we'll move to inserting and formatting text, shapes, and images. So especially when it comes to presentation, we give a lot of stress on applying styles. So visual aesthetics are more important here. So people expect you to know, especially this MOS certification, you should know how to apply different styles to text in multiple columns, bullet lists. See, in presentation, it's very common to see bullet lists and numbered lists. So you prepare lists over there. How to modify them, how to format them, how to insert them. You should know both. Insert links, insert hyperlinks, use Zoom section links. This is a new feature added in Office 365. So you need to check out this. This is a really good option that they have included. So you should know both how to insert hyperlinks within your presentation and how to insert section Zoom links and slide Zoom links. Both are available to us. Next, formatting images. It could be images, it could be shapes, it could be icons. There are many things like this. All these elements, you should know how to insert and modify them. See, resize and crop image, app built-in styles and effects to images, how to give a border, some frame around the image. You have some predefined ones. You can choose from there. You should know those things. Insert screenshots and screen clippings. Elements and insert and format graphic elements. So graphic elements over here are shapes and icons and Smartart graphics, as we discussed. We have discussed this part in Word as well. It's the same thing. You should know how to insert all these things and modify them and also provide an alternative text to all these graphics. You should be knowing these. So the next part here is you should know how to align shapes, images, group them, ungroup them, order them, all these. So that suffices this particular section of managing the text, shapes, and images. So the syllabus for PowerPoint is a little more compared to Excel and Word, I would say. So you need to know a lot of things here. You should also know how to insert table, delete table rows and columns, and apply styles to your table. So you should also know how to create and insert charts, modify them as well. Smartart Graphic, I covered this in images, shapes also. The same thing they have included here. You need to know how to insert it, convert it to a list or text if required, add or modify the Smartart graphic content. So when the graphic is available, you should know how to add text. So those things are expected here. How to insert 3D models, modify them, manage media. See, in presentation, you have an option to include media like audio clipping or video clipping. You should know how to insert it and also configure the playback options. Say you want to trim that media, so you want to play it only for a few seconds or minutes. You can trim it. You don't have to play the entire. So those are known as media playback option. You need to know how to configure those. Of course, applying transitions and animations. So that is the fun part of using presentations, isn't it? So you can apply transitions, animations, show your content in a more lively manner than any other application. This is the place. So you should know all these things. Apply basic and 3D slide transitions. Configure the transition effects. Say after how many minutes this should play, whether it should be applied for all the slides. So what should be the delay? What should be the duration? There are many things like this. So you need to know all this when it comes to slide transition and animation. So animate the slide content. So if it is a text, whether you want to apply it for the entire paragraph or line by line, word by word or character. So you can choose these. reorder the animation that you have applied. So there are things like this. And timing for transition, as I said. After how many seconds the slide should move to the next slide automatically. So these kind of changes you can do here, and that's what is being expected. So this is the entire content for PowerPoint Associate Certification. I hope you people are clear with this part, associate part. Yes, it's quite exhaustive list of topics, isn't it? Okay. Let's move to the next one. Next is Outlook Associate. See, in Outlook Associate again, so you have to perform these things that they have listed. You need to have a knowledge on all these. So as I said, the common rule is nowhere they ask you to use a specific command. They'll only say this task has to be done. So which command you have to use or which function you have to use, that has to be decided by you. Fine. So for this, manage Outlook settings and process. I know if most people, most of you, if you are using Outlook, so you will know all these basic things. Anyways, I listed for you. Customize Outlook settings. Change the display of messages, calendar items, contact records, and tasks. So Outlook is one thing where you can organize your work, email, calendars, especially the schedules and things like that. When it comes to that, you should know how to change the display of these. So whether you want to show it week wise or month wise, how you want, whether you want it to be managed as a conversation. So there are different views available. So we'll see how to customize these things. So we'll have to know all these things. Adding contacts, configuring automatic replies. Say you have gone on leave, so you should know how to configure an automatic reply. Then configuring mail settings. Specify default fonts for new messages and responses. So most of these things would be done by your organization otherwise, but you should be knowing these settings as well. How to specify default font so that every time you write a mail, you need not change the font. That's a default setting that you have done. Whatever you type, it's in the same font for every mail. So you need to know how to set the defaults for these things. Customize reply messages and create, assign, and modify signatures. So you have an official signature, a personal one. For replies, you will send a different signature. So you can configure those things. So these things are expected. And perform search operation. So you can create different folders in Outlook. Say you have a client, specific client, all mails coming from that client, you want to store it in a separate folder. Or you have all your team documents being shared across. So you want to save all that in a different folder. For all these things, you'll organize it in Outlook. Okay, how to search, create search folders, search for messages, calendar items, contacts, and tasks. You need to know how to search for these things. Search by using advanced find. There is an option, advanced find, where it will ask you whether it has an attachment, how big the mail is, the size of the mail. So whether it came before this date, after this date, there are many things like this. So you need to know how to perform such advanced find as well. Fine. Print and save information. You need to know how to take a printout of email, calendar, contact, task, information, all these. All these are different sections available in Outlook. You need to know how to take printout of these things. Save message attachments, preview message attachments, save message in alternate formats. Usually when you try to save it, it will ask you to save it as an email attachment or .eml. You need to know how to save it in a different file format. So that is expected in this particular area. So this is Outlook settings and processes. I hope I'm making things clear to you people. People who have not used Outlook, I know this goes a little above your head, but these are very basic things again. So if you go through the study guide, these things are clearly explained step by step, how to configure it, how to prepare these kind of things. The next come managing your messages in Outlook. Add or remove message attachments. So you are writing a mail, you have attached some file, a wrong attachment. You should know how to remove it as well, how to attach another one. Designate recipients by using courtesy copy, blind courtesy copy. You should know how to add CC and BCC. Very easy. Yeah. Use at mention to get someone's attention. So say you are writing mail for multiple people, a group of them are there. You want to specifically address a person. Then you'll use the at symbol and then provide their mail ID or their name in the organization, so that the message that you're typing, this particular section of the message is addressed to only that particular person. You want to highlight, this is for you. Okay. Forward and reply to messages. So you have got a mail, you want to forward it to someone or reply to that message, you should know that, how to do that. Flag outgoing messages for follow-up. Say you have sent an important mail to someone, you don't want to forget on that issue until it is solved. So you can keep it flagged. You need to know how to flag it, how to flag that message so that you can later follow up on that. Some people also add it to tasks. Okay, so how to flag the outgoing messages, set the importance and sensitivity of the outgoing messages. You might have seen some emails come to your inbox saying the very important message, so with an exclamation. So that shows the sensitivity of that email, whether it is highly important, low priority, medium priority. You can change those things. You are expected to know these things, how to change the priority of an email. Then insert message content. Apart from text, you can also insert hyperlinks, images, signatures to individual messages. So these are different message contents. Apart from the text that you type, these are the message contents that you can provide in your email. So you should know how to insert these things. Organize and manage the messages. Sort the messages. So some people would like to sort it based on the names of the mail IDs. So with which mail ID it has come, or you want to organize it based on the date. So week wise, month wise, like this. Move messages between the folders. Categorize the messages. So you might have seen, you will give some color code there. You will specify the category. This is for follow-up, or this is for a particular project. These are all my personal emails. These are all my team emails. You need to know how to categorize them. So you will use different types of colors and things like that. Flag the received messages. You have received some important task from your manager. The task has been mentioned in the email. You need to know that you will have to flag it for, again, following up with it. So if you have completed it or not. So you will have a reminder when you look at the flag. So it means something is left. So you can go and check it. Ignore the conversations. Change the display of the messages. So this comes under managing the message section. Okay, so then coming to managing the schedules. So your Outlook also contains, apart from emails, it also contains calendars. So you have set up some meetings, let's say. So when someone says, I'll share my schedule, so it is through an email. So it is coming from either Outlook or any other email system that supports it. Okay, they'll send an invite to you saying the meeting is at such and such a time. It is scheduled at this location. You'll have to use this link if it is online. Okay, you can set, you need to know how to set those. set calendar work times, manage multiple calendars. Okay, so you can manage, you can set different calendars. So one for your personal goals and for others for the task that you have to complete at office. You can manage different calendars. And you can also collaborate with your team members, saying you are not free at this slot, you have some work. You can just share your calendar that so that the team is aware of your schedule, how busy or how free you are. Okay, create appointments, meetings, and events. You can also create an event in using calendar and you can share it with someone. And you can also get replies from them. You can know who will be the attendees. Okay, these kind of things. Create recurring calendar items, cancel the meetings, create calendar items for messages, set calendar item times and time zones. Say, especially when you're working with a client sitting abroad, the time zones vary. When you share a meeting, you need to specify the time zone there so that that person gets it in a proper manner. What time they have to attend. So maybe you both are uh, working on the same thing. When you set up a meeting, so he should be clearly aware of at what time he has to attend. So you have time zone availability. You can set those things. Okay. Set up meetings by using scheduling assistant. There is a scheduling assistant available. You just give all the information, it will do the job for you. How to make use of that scheduling assistant in Outlook. So you will have to look into that. Set availability for calendar items. So you need to show that you are available at this time or you're away at this time or you're busy at this time. So these kind of things. Organize and manage appointments, meetings, and events. So as I said, you can share your calendar with someone, say your team member or someone, so that they know how much amount of time you have blocked for various activities, and based on that, they can take out time for meeting with you. Forward the calendar items. You need to forward the calendar items. Configure reminders. Say there is some important event, you don't want to forget about it, you will set a reminder there. Before 15 minutes, I want to be reminded. So you will get a reminder, a pop-up will come. And respond to invitations. I told you, when you get an invite from someone, you can actually mark there whether you are going to attend or may be or may not, tentative, these kind of things. Update individual or recurring calendar items. Say every week or every day you have a meeting at a certain time with your team. You can set a recurring calendar for that. So that every day you need not create. So it will repeat all by itself. These are known as individual or recurring calendar items. Okay, then coming to managing contacts and tasks. So how do you import contacts from an Excel external source? So rather than only saying Excel, you can also import the contacts from text, Excel sheet, Access, various things. How to import contacts from an external source? You need to know that. Edit the contact information, share the contacts. So if someone asks, please share his email and other details, you can attach that contact and send. So it will either go as .vcf. VCF is the usual contact information that would be sent to someone from Outlook. Create and manage contact groups. You have your team members, you can create a group for your team. So every time you want to write a mail to the entire team, you'll just mention the group name. So you need to know how to create such groups, delete such contact groups, add contacts to the existing group, update the contacts within the group, delete the contact group altogether. So you need to know all these things. And creating and managing the tasks. So there will be various tasks available. You will set the time for it. So what are tasks that you have to complete? So as I said, you will be flagging those things. Those tasks will be listed. You can check which task you completed today, which was postponed or which was cancelled, all these things. So you need to know how to create the task and manage. So though it seems to be, quite easy, you'll have to have an hands-on experience. Once you go and explore all these things with the help of study guide that we share. So there is detailed information, step-by-step information of how to perform all these things in the study guide. You people can easily follow it and learn all these things before the examination. Okay, so is that clear to all of you? Yes, people? No. So now I'll quickly jump into Excel expert and other expert this thing. See, as you saw some similarity between the associate examinations. So even for expert examinations, there will be some similarities that you will see. Okay, so I'll open this Excel expert certification. So here, there is a little more level of knowledge expected. Compared to associate level examination, expert level examination will be a little difficult. The difficulty level is a notch high, I would say. So here you need to know variety of specialized purposes and situations where you use these spreadsheet options, commands, and functions. So even here, you are not going to be specified about what function or what command to use. This is common to all the examinations, be it associate level or expert level. This is the thing. So here, manage workbook options and settings. So you will see different, set of topics here. You need to know how to manage the workbooks. Copy macros between workbooks. You need to be aware of macros for expert level. Okay, reference data in other workbooks, enable macros in a workbook, manage workbook versions, different versions of your workbooks, restrict editing, that is protecting the sheet, workbook, and all these. Protect worksheets and cell range, workbook structure, configure calculation option, formula calculation option. So just now, I think a few minutes ago, Ramesh asked, he doesn't want that calculation to take place automatically. So there is a place where you go and change these settings. So you should know those. Okay, manage comments. So even the Excel workbook can be shared with others for some proofreading, to look at the reports and things like that. Even there, they can leave a comment. You can reply to that comment and resolve that comment as well. Okay, use and configure language options. Editing and display languages in Excel. So you need to know how to use a language specific feature, how to use different language editing and displaying languages. So how to configure these, you should know here. Then manage and format the data. So fill cells based on existing data. You need to know how to make use of flash fill, advanced fill series options. So this is completely related to flash fill and things like that. Then format and validate the data. So how to provide custom number formats, data validation, ungroup and group the data, calculate data by inserting subtotals and totals, remove the duplicate records. So a little more options which come under this data tab. So you can observe all these options are coming under the data tab in Excel. So these kind of things are expected here. Advanced conditional formatting and advanced filters. You need to know how to create custom conditional formatting. So when we say custom, it is all related to the formula that you provide. To apply a conditional formatting, you should know how to use formulas and things like that. Manage the conditional formatting rules. So you can see a little advanced level functions are being used here. Okay, logical operations. You will use functions like sumif, countif, averages, all these. Lookup data. See here they are providing you a task of lookup data. You should know lookup functions, advanced date and time functions. Date and time functions were not available in associate level. So there it was only basic functions and text. So here they are asking you a little more. Perform data analysis. So how to consolidate, how to use what if analysis, how to forecast data using and if and some NPR functions. Okay, calculate financial data by using PMT function. So here they are specific about specific about some analysis to be done, like what if analysis, PMT and NPR. So these are simple functions you can know, so used in forecasting. So you can just go through the study guide and check the examples, how to make use of these and troubleshoot the formulas. So all this come under formula auditing group. So there is a group of commands available in formula stack. So they are asking you to use all that to validate the validated formulas by using error checking, precedents, tracing the precedents and dependents. So how to monitor cells and formulas using watch window, all these. Create and modify simple macros. We need to know how to write a simple macro, record a simple macro, edit them as well. Okay, some knowledge of macros is required here. Create and modify advanced charts. What does it comprise? Dual axis charts, how to give that combined charts and things like that. Modifying charts including box and whisker, combo, funnel, histogram. They have listed few charts that you should be aware of. So you can go through that. Okay, create and modifying pivot tables. So here they expect you to have the knowledge of pivot tables. How to create them, how to modify field selections, create slicer, group the pivot table data, calculated fields, formatting and all these. And how to modify the pivot charts. So if you know how to create it, you should also know how to manipulate few things over there. Okay, manipulate options in existing pivot chart, apply styles, different styles for charts, so which is available for a normal chart as well, and drill down into different pivot chart details. Okay, so these are some of the things that are expected from you before taking the examination of expert level, Excel expert certification. Okay, there are a few more expert level certifications. We'll discuss it tomorrow, and I'll also end it with the registration process. Expect you all to come tomorrow as well. So we'll discuss more on this. I hope I was clear until now to all of you, and this has helped you gain more clarity on what you should know before taking the examination. Yeah, is that clear to all of you? So you can give your inputs, uh, what you want to know more. If you have any questions, please feel free. I'll stop the recording at this point.